Welcome to the GV Christian School Podcast. GVCS is a ministry of GV Christian Center in Henderson, Nevada, and is dedicated to the pursuit of God, knowledge, compassion, and leadership. I'm your host, Sean Scotty, and I can tell you that the greatest part of our school is the people. It's the community of families, faculty, and staff that all come together to pour into the next generation. This time around, we have Stephanie Smith. She is the principal of the junior and senior high. Now, Stephanie, you served as a teacher here for well over a decade before you moved into your current role. What has that journey been like for you, growing up here to where you are now?
Well, I received a phone call from the current principal in 1998 when I was a senior in college, asking me to come teach here. And I first told her no, just because I wasn't interested in moving back home. And she said, well, I really feel that God told me to call you, so would you at least pray about it? So I begrudgingly prayed about it. And sure enough, this is what God intended for me. So I moved back home and was the school's first fourth grade teacher. That was as high as our school went to at that time in 1998. And there was 14 kids in my fourth grade class that first year. I taught fourth grade for 7 years and then sixth grade for 6 years before they asked me to be the principal. And in that time, it's just been incredible to see each year the school change and grow, and our students, leave and have their own kids and come back here and want their kids to have that same experience that they did being a part of our family here.
I remember it was one of the very exciting things when we were moving here into the 706 building, and the junior and senior high was really coming into its own. And now it's just on fire with more and more students every year and more opportunities for athletics, especially. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the school just continues to grow and grow?
I think that's because of our amazing staff that we have. Our teachers are really just committed to our students and our parents, and I think that they really sense and feel that. We don't just care about academics, we care about our students as a whole. And so watching, our staff and parents work together for their child's education is a really important part of that process.
So since our first graduating class, we've been growing this alumni community. Can you share with us a few of the things that our former students are up to nowadays?
We've got students who are earning their master's degree. We have a police officer. We have an alumni who is an associate software engineer for a company in town. One of our graduates also is a corporate outreach manager for a nonprofit organization. And then one of our graduates is actually here teaching for us in the upper school.
So each of these graduates, the common thread throughout all of it is they were part of this GVCS story. That was a huge part of their lives, of getting them launched into where they are now.
Yes, we work really closely with the parents and the students. Each year in high school, we meet with them to go over their graduation plan, not only to graduate high school, but what it is that they need to be doing for their education. Just being that support system for them as they go through that process. We still have alumni calling our teachers, asking for advice, for counsel, visiting, and that's a really great thing to see.
I think all that speaks to the relationships, the close relationships that you wouldn't typically get at another type of school, just because of the ratios. And so that's something I think that's very special that I'm seeing as we're talking to different people about the school, is the relationships, this special community that happens when they're here for as long as they are.
Yeah, that's really what we're about, is that we are a family. We've got a lot of our students, that we have been here since preschool, kindergarten, coming up through, part of our golden graduates. They have that sense of family, and that's something that they want, and that they want for their kids, which is why they bring them back here. I just couldn't ask for anything better. We work hard to create that family environment, and I think, and it's because it's important to us. That sense of family. We're more than just a school. We are a church as well, and people are our ministry.
So this idea of the golden graduates, which we're seeing more and more and more of as time is going along, and their entire journey, whether it be in preschool or kindergarten going all the way up. But that's personal for you as well, because you have 2 students of your own that are going to be golden graduates.
I do. My son graduates this year. He's been with some of his classmates since preschool. He was here in our infant room all the way through. And that's one of the things that I tell our families too, is that this school is so incredible. I have my own children here. Just like any other parent, I love my children way too much to keep them in a place that wouldn't be what's best for them. They are very close in age. So I have a senior this year and a junior as well. So I've got 2 golden graduates back to back personally, and they're just here, a part of this school family that I wouldn't trade for anything.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about new families coming in, whether they be new coming in from elementary and making that transition over, or they're coming from somewhere else. How can we best set them up for success? How can their students get the best start here?
Sure. I would say, for them to get involved. They do sense and feel that these kids have been together for a long time. Sometimes they treat each other very much like siblings. Our new families coming in do best when they get involved, whether that be through different clubs and activities that we have, through athletics. In a normal school year, we would provide, our family fun night and those kinds of, the homecoming event, all of those things, just really getting involved, because our families are very inclusive and they want, to make those connections with the new families. And so that's the biggest thing, is getting involved, finding ways to be active in the community by volunteering, either with, trunk or treat, or those things, those events that we normally would have. As far as the new students, we've been working hard to provide those opportunities for them during the school day.
Let's talk about what you're excited about going forward with the school. There's always so many things that are happening and going forward. What are you most excited about with the junior and senior high and the future of GV Christian School?
Sure. Well, I'm really most excited about building a gym, honestly. We're currently fundraising for it. Is that a shameless plug that I'll make for fundraising for the gym? I think that'll make a big difference for us here with the level of, our students astound me in what they're able to do athletically with no gym, no field. We had our boys compete in the semifinals last year, our girls the year before. Mr. Rolling might bust me on some of the terminology, our athletic administrator. But our kids, just the championship games and things, like in football, flag football, that we've won have been amazing. Our kids just work hard. They love the sport. They're a team, and they've done phenomenally well with no gym. And I can't even imagine what they would do with one.
Absolutely. It's very exciting. Well, thanks so much for taking time with us today, Stephanie.
Sure, absolutely.
That's it for this episode. If you'd like to learn more about GVCS, you can visit gvchristianschool.com. Call us at 702-454-4056 or search for us on Facebook at GV Christian School, Preschool, Elementary, or Junior and Senior High.